The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Jess De Los Santos. Delivery service providers are working double time to accommodate bookings as the holidays loom. Here's the report.
Delivery couriers are rolling up their sleeves to transport packages this Christmas season. Online shopping apps have started receiving an influx of orders this peak season as more people start buying gifts. With these, riders are asking customers to pin their right address and put correct contact numbers in their bookings.
Yung iba, mali yung pin sa address. Yun, mahirap hanapin lalo na sa mga subdivision.
They also ask customers to be more conscious of delivery schedules and to make sure someone is available to receive the package in case they are not home. Customers could also message riders beforehand to avoid additional hassle.
Problema po pag di nila nakuha, wala po may mapaglagyan sa motor namin kasi puno po yung motor namin. Tapos ibabalik pa po.
Delivery riders are expecting more people to book in the coming days. To cater to the increased demand, the courier company in Parañaque is looking for 10,000 riders to accommodate the bigger volume of deliveries.
As of today, we have already tallied around 100,000 mail transactions so far. So I think it will grow double or triple.
For those planning to send balikbayan boxes, forwarding companies urge customers to correctly declare their package contents. This is to avoid any hassle at the Bureau of Customs. Air freight services should also be used for bigger packages.
To make a good declaration, an honest declaration of the items that they are going to be handing over to us so that we can take good care of it. Especially, sir, right nowadays, no, if something is lost, we want to be able to make sure that we provide appropriate compensation.
As the holidays approach, courier and logistics companies will be working double time to deliver goods. They now ask for the public's help in making things a little easier so they too can enjoy the holiday season.
Here are the other election-related stories we're watching. The camp of presidential aspirant Bongbong Marcos says that all petitions against his candidacy are being addressed by their legal team. Now, the former senator's camp maintains that these petitions are nothing but, quote, nuisance cases. A fourth disqualification case against Marcos Jr. was filed earlier today at the COMELEC office in Manila. Now, presidential aspirant and Senator Manny Pacquiao is in San Pedro, Laguna to meet with local leaders and residents in the area. Pacquiao handed out t-shirts, ballers, and 500 pesos in cash to some residents waiting on the streets. The presidential candidate also paid a courtesy visit to Mayor Lourdes Catakis, although the local chief executive clarifies that she's not endorsing Pacquiao. Now, over the weekend, receipts circulated online proving, allegedly, that former Senator Bongbong Marcos did comply with his sentence back in 1995 for a tax evasion case. However, netizens were even quicker to point out inconsistencies in these receipts. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro has the report.
Did he or did he not pay the penalties as ordered by the courts? Digital copies of what looked like an official receipt issued to Bongbong Marcos by the Land Bank went viral over the weekend, where the receipt was a January 2001 cover letter to the BIR informing them that the payment had already been made. The documents made it appear that Bongbong Marcos had already paid 67,000 pesos to the government on December 2001 in compliance with a sentence handed down against him by the Regional Trial Court in 1995. But critics were quick to point apparent inconsistencies.
The lawyer said that we have not paid. In fact, he was saying they did not pay the deficiency income tax. And now they're showing that they paid.
One Sambayan convener, Antonio Carpio, pointed out that the letter to the BIR informing them that the payment had been made was dated January 4, 2001, but the OR was only dated December 2001, or 11 months later.
How could he have determined to the exact last centavo what was paid when the payment would depend on the actual date of payment?
Carpio adds that it's also strange that the letter was dated 7 months before the Supreme Court granted Marcos Jr.'s appeal to withdraw his appeal on August 2001. In other words, it would appear that Marcos paid the fine, then withdrew his appeal half a year later. One News tried to confirm the authenticity of the documents with the Marcos camp, but received no reply. But former president of the Integrated Bar of the Philippines, Domingo Cayosa, said it is possible for Marcos to have paid the deficiencies in advance of the approval.
Baka typo error niya. Siguro January 2002 dapat yan.
Marcos is facing a battery of disqualification cases for his failure to file income tax returns for 4 years. Last week, the Quezon City Court that convicted him said that there were no records on file that showed Marcos had ever paid the fines and tax deficiencies he was convicted for.
Why did they not inform the court if they paid? I mean, that's the whole point. You have to inform the court para at least the court will say, okay, a service of sentence has been made.
One News is coordinating with the BIR to verify the authenticity of these documents. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro, we are One News.
More stories after this short break. Stay with us here on One News Now. And you're still watching One News Now. I'm Jess De Los Santos. The Health Department logs 300 new COVID-19 infections today, the lowest since July last year. The caseload still stands at above 2.8 million, some 13,000 of which are still active. 6 duplicates, which are actually recoveries, were removed from the count. The virus killed at least 92 more patients, pushing the death toll to nearly 49,600. 87 cases previously tagged as recoveries were reclassified as deaths. Recoveries, meanwhile, are now 2.7 million, with more than 800 new survivors. 157 were added to the tally after being found to have tested negative. Only around 1% out of 24,000 people recently tested turned out positive. The DOH noted that 6 testing laboratories were not able to submit data. Here's a quick look at today's other top stories. The World Bank expects the Philippine economy to grow 5.3% this year. This is below the government's 7 to 9% growth target. The multilateral bank noted signs of economic scarring, particularly due to business closures and the disruption of classes. Unemployment rate eased to 7.4% in October as looser restrictions allowed more people to find work. This translates to 3.5 million unemployed Filipinos, which is lower compared to the 25 million jobless people recorded in September. And the Philippines improves its ranking in Nikkei's COVID-19 recovery list, placing 57th out of 122 countries. This was a huge jump from the country's 103rd spot in October. Nikkei noted a significant increase in the country's infection management. The Philippines is tied with Malaysia, Norway, and Tajikistan at the 57th spot. Now, for more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News Live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe. Philippines, I'm Jess De Los Santos. We are One News.